Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be playing Nautilus and we'll be facing off against Fiddlesticks. I'm mostly doing this just to satisfy my own curiosity. It's because Nautilus benefits heavily from having a very large deck because of his power, or the way his two powers work. And Fiddlesticks just tosses cards from your deck, which in theory is also good for Nautilus, because that way you can get a lot closer to deep. So in theory we're going to have a bunch of cards in our deck and Fiddlesticks is going to help us hit deep. At least that's what I'm hoping. And considering we're getting early bird, which will summon the drag dredgers, we might even hit it even faster. The one problem, I think, is that Fiddlesticks doesn't toss the cards he removes from our deck. He obliterates them through Terrify, which is a different keyword, so in theory is going to prevent us from getting those units back with Nautilus. Why didn't Drag Treasures get summoned? I guess it was because the Grumbling or the Grumble Slug has a lower attack stat, I see. That's a bit unfortunate. Oh well. And just like that I hit deep on the first turn, but that's to be expected because it's just the first game. And that means our deck is very small. I'm just going to attack like so. I'm going to keep the heavy metal open in case I need to remove one of the opponent's units. Let's reduce the cost of the card of all our sea monsters, I mean. I have 3 Grumble Slugs, really? Since when? Honestly don't remember that being the case, but perhaps it is. Perhaps I just have 3 Grumble Slugs. Anyway, let's just force the opponent into blocking our board of massive units. By this point he is incapable of winning, I'm pretty sure. There's no way he has something that can contest us. He is healing though. By a lot, in fact. But we're not really under any sort of threat. I was worried we might be close to losing from decking out. I have lost that way a couple of times with Nautilus before, but we still had 6 cards in our deck, so everything was a-okay. I wonder if we'll have enough money to buy enough cards, or to buy many cards. Zonite Tertian, Darkened Spear. I'm picking up the Darkened Spear. It's fine. I guess giving something regeneration might be useful. Now this is interesting. Aquarium. We summon ephemeral units. No, we don't, unfortunately. Echo is just meh. Then we have Akshan, which doesn't synergize with our deck at all. So we're rerolling. Senna, LeBlanc, Poro King. We do have a card that summons Poros, but that's as far as synergies go. Senna isn't all that appealing, and the same thing can be said about the LeBlanc. I guess LeBlanc with Rallying Banner is pretty good, Can duplicate LeBlanc and then rally. But then we're stuck with the Thorn of the Rose, which is just a bad card. Do we care though? I don't think so. I don't think we care. Let's just pick up LeBlanc and see if things turn out well for us or not. Worst case scenario, I'll just remove the Thorn of the Rose from my deck. That's worst case scenario though. I suppose the Farsight Alteration is also fine because it's an extra card we draw in our opening hand, which should make it so we get further along into the deep. LeBlanc was the card we drew first on the turn. Okay, that's why we have one. I was confused for a second there. But everything's fine, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to play another with Red Dredgers. Keep going for the deep. And then I suppose I'll attack with everything. I can trade favorably with most of the opponent's units anyway, because I have spells. LeBlanc levels up here as well. Next turn I'll be able to summon a LeBlanc defensively. But I can also summon LeBlanc offensively if I need to. I'll hold the mirror image for a bit. We don't need to rush. We can do it next turn and perhaps achieve an infinite loop. The opponent got incredibly lucky, I see. Good to know the opponents can high roll like that. Well, considering what's about to happen to him, I'll give him that. You can have it, opponent. Deal a bunch of damage to my Nexus. It still isn't going to make up for the fact that I'm about to go infinite. Or go for infinite attacks, I mean. We'll summon a second LeBlanc. Like so. Now all I need is a vaguely large unit, like the Grumbled Slug. And all of a sudden, we can go infinite, even with only one LeBlanc. Yeah, you're boosting all units, but it's irrelevant. I'm also going to draw, just because I'm pretty sure I can hit something off of this. Just like that. I wanted a unit. The opponent gave up. Good. He knows his end is near.
Classic misdirection.
Ooh, you're giving Loom to the Grumble Slug. That's definitely going to matter. Yeah, he no longer cares. Everything was over for him the moment I leveled up LeBlanc and he didn't have removal. Unfortunately, we're not really hitting any shop. Buckeye Sense Winner, sure, it's decent. Champion item chest or spell chest? Let's go for the champion item chest. Cheaper LeBlanc, LeBlanc with Overwhelm. I think LeBlanc with Overwhelm might be better. Makes it so we can kill our opponents faster, because that way the ephemeral LeBlanc also has Overwhelm. And we can just continuously chip away at the opponent's health total, even through multiple attacks. That's unlucky. I kind of wanted that turn of the rose. Well then, is the opponent going to play the list right away? I'm not going to bet against it. I'm going to attack right away. Let's try and bait out the list by doing this. Please hit that one. Okay, he hits the LeBlanc, that's to be expected. I'm just going to take a bit of damage. Honestly, I can go for the attack here. I'm fine with trading 1-for-1. My deck is better the longer the game goes on. So trading in the early game's pretty fine by me. Okay, the opponent's doing that in order to potentially kill my unit. Going to be dealing 1. Do I really care about dealing 1 to the opponent's unit? Not really. I'll just summon this. Jump block in case he attacks. Okay. The opponent can no longer start a free attack, so I'll just do this, prevent the Overwhelmer from attacking. I can set up some cheaper sea monsters. Next turn I can go for LeBlanc, can go for... I can also go for an attack right away here. That's fun. It's better than LeBlanc just because I will actually not run the risk of losing LeBlanc, but I can actually play LeBlanc, wait for the opponent to use the list, and then just heavy metal whatever he uses to pull LeBlanc. I think that's better, because at the very least by doing this we are able to level up LeBlanc on attack. Fortunately the opponent can't start a free attack, otherwise that thing might be a problem. Let's let him choose whatever blocks. How close are we to... Okay, 3 damage off from boosting the mirror image. Really? You're pulling that one? Out of all the things you pulled that one. That's weird. You're weird, opponent. I'm going to hold off on playing the mirror image for now. We don't need to force anything. We have time. And now we go infinite. With Nautilus on board as well. It was not in my plans to draw Nautilus, but with him around we just get access to a very good way to remove blockers from the opponent's board. But I'll hold off on doing that. At least for a little bit. Well, the opponent doesn't even get a chance to let us attack yet again, because he just dies on the first attack. I'm feeling a lot better about this run than I was initially. I was really worried about Fiddlesticks going all weird on us and somehow building everything we own. I'm very tempted to pick Atakan, by the way. Yeah, there is no way this is a mistake. I mean, it has double time watch, that means it's cheaper, right? Pyromania, your spells and skills deal 1 extra damage. Not interested. For glory, no. Jailbreak, Plateworm Mag, Vicious Plateworm, Auroch, Linthorn. I have 1000 gold. I'll just buy everything, or one of everything, and then I'll buy accordingly. I want to re-roll the power. I'm just going to see what's in here. Whoosh, nope. Proper offerings, I guess. It makes it so in case we draw one of our more expensive cards, we can go ahead and play them early. Don't just let them sit in our hand until we finally draw Nautilus to cheapen their cost. Just like that. Except I'm not going to hold that. I'm going to toss it back into my deck. Because hopefully, if I mill it at the start of the game, I'll be in a great position. Okay, we ended up tossing the drag dredgers instead. Well, I suppose tossing the drag dredgers means we're in an easier position to hit deep. How do I want to do this? Flitworm Egg is a board in a box. I didn't know the spiderlings would be shuffled after I tossed everything from my deck, but it makes sense. I can go for LeBlanc here. LeBlanc is going to be a little bit unprotected. I am going to develop a Drag Dredgers and a Thorn of the Rose. That feels correct. And then I'm going to attack with the Thorn of the Rose. If he blocks with Elise, that's fine. This just means I can kill Elise at the start of the next turn with the heavy metal. Just like that. Let's stun the higher attack unit that has Overwhelm, because we can chunk block that. The opponent just attacks like that. That's weird. I would have figured he would have attacked with everything, but that's fine by me. Okay, we're getting very lucky. In case I need to, but I don't. I can always play Twermag for a board in the box. I'm pretty sure LeBlanc here is safe, so I'll drop it down and then I'll attack and go for the level up. It's only draining one from my Nexus, so him losing units here doesn't actually cause me to lose health, because my Nexus is tough. Yeah, just like that. I'll give that the LeBlanc a little bit of health. Summon the Grumble Slug because it's free now. And next turn I'm probably going to mirror image the LeBlanc. I'm pretty sure this just prevents the opponent from attacking altogether because he doesn't want to give me the rally. Yeah, that's what I figured. In that case, I'll use this turn to develop some units. We're 15 away from deep. Damn, we're really far off. What do I do here? I'm going to attack with everything. I have a full board of units. Trading is fine. I get mirror images. If I really need to, I can mirror image yet again next turn, just to prevent the opponent from attacking once again. What do I do here? I have 8 mana and not a lot of things to spend it on. I'm going to hold everything in my hand. I'm wasting a lot of mana, but I think this is correct. Finally, the opponent goes for an attack. I suppose it makes sense because by doing this, it prevents me from generating a arachnid or generating a ephemeral LeBlanc, which would in turn allow me to rally. Also, it's fun that because of the rising tides, I just stole his little arachnoid horror.
Nothing personal.
Considering how he had no removal for LeBlanc, I'm just going to do that. By this point, I'm convinced LeBlanc isn't under any sort of threat. Yeah, sure, I'll use one Plate Worm Egg. I wasted one of the vicious Plate Worms. But I want the board in a box. Next turn, however, I won't be able to proc LeBlanc, though. But I can do this for one, and then I'm going to burn something, but whatever. The opponent gave up. Okay, he didn't give up. He just let me hit him until he was at 2 HP. I suppose he expects to win with elusives, perhaps. Except he only has one card in hand, and I'm still a turns or a couple of turns off from being killed by the elusive units. So it never would have worked for the opponent. The opponent dies here, right? I mean, I'm going to do this just to ensure that I have more attackers than the opponent has blockers. Which means that now I'm guaranteed to win, no matter how he blocks here. There. I guess this was a game where I just had too much value for the opponent to beat me. Even if he removed my board, I still had a lot of threats in my hand, and I didn't even get to use them all. Immortal LeBlanc, Heavy Hands LeBlanc. Yep, I'm picking that up. Considering LeBlanc has Overwhelm, it just means that LeBlanc alone can very easily completely demolish the opponent's health bar. I'm picking Counterfeit Production mostly because it's a safety precaution. I think our deck is too slow to deal with the Failed Death. I think Survive the Night might be easier to deal with. Mostly because last game we didn't run out of value, so surely this game we won't run out of value as well. The LeBlanc rallying will be completely useless though. Okay, we have a good first turn hand here. I'm going to drop down the Drag Dredgers, keep milling myself. Going to summon LeBlanc, dissuade the opponent from attacking because he can level her up if he's not careful. Going to shuffle more Plate Worm Eggs in my deck because they're good. And now we let the opponent attack. Really? To attack with everything. Makes sense. But this also makes it so LeBlanc levels up. Next turn I'll just Plate Worm Egg to have a full board for free. Helps deal with the opponent's very large board. Sure, let's do this first before I do anything else. Get some sleep streams. If I take the 8, I'm going to take the 8. It's fine. Let's shuffle more Lures of the Depths in my deck, because I feel like they'll be useful later on as well. The opponent just has no more cards in hand, so in theory I'm fine. Well, except for the fact that, you know, the opponent might very well just attack for free here. How many cards do I have in hand? Quite a few. Let's prevent that thing from attacking. Stalking Shadows. Let's hope the opponent doesn't draw something playable. He drew something playable. Block there. Let's try to fish for something. Some blockers, perhaps. That's a blocker. I'm going to take the 8. Let's drop down the Grumble Slug. How close are we to deep? Not that close at all. The opponent died though. I didn't even pay attention to the opponent's health total. If I knew that the opponent would die at the next round start, I would have blocked with full blank. I wouldn't have needed to take that extra 8 damage I took there. Oh well, we'll be able to heal ourselves back up. Yeah, sure. Playing that for free sounds nice. Let's go for a shop. Game start now. That just clutters up our hand and causes us to burn more cards. Not useful. X-Core Foundry is the same. Can I get something better here, please? Riptide. Treasure. Draw. I guess I'm getting more Riptides because it's a card that's already in my deck. How many cards do I have in deck? 55 or the breakpoints are for my power for the stack deck are 18 plus every 12, right? 18 plus every 12, so it's 18, 30, 42, 54, and from 54 is 66. We have reached the breakpoint, or at least one of them. Can I reach the other one? I'm pretty sure I can't, unless this one here is a shop, which I'm pretty sure it isn't. So there's no point in adding more cards to my deck, I think. Let's move along. Now for Invasive Hydravine. Or is that the one that supports Viego? I'm going to see right away. Overgrown Snapvine, that's it. That's the name of the card. Turn of the Rose for free. Okay. Except unlike last game, I can actually go for a LeBlanc here, right at the start of the game. I'm not going to shuffle anything back in just yet. I don't think I need to. We clear the opponent's board. Nice. We level up LeBlanc as well. We have 1 cost mirror image for the next turn. And the opponent just got 2 units back. How annoying. Riptide's nice. Let's get our full board here, please. Formal invitation, okay, he's getting a unit back. Let's go ahead and stun that one. We don't have enough blockers for everything, but we have blockers for the largest threat. I'm pretty sure that's all that matters. And next turn we can go infinite, so we just win the game here. Unless he removes LeBlanc. That would be a bummer. But I don't think he can remove LeBlanc. What do I even play here? I'm going to play the Turn of the Rose. It doesn't matter, I'm just going to kill you. Even if you block everything. Yeah, nothing matters. What he said. Well, at the very least nothing the opponent does matters at this point. Let's copy LeBlanc yet again. Those 2 guys can't block actually. I just remember that, so the opponent's just a sitting duck as I hit him for everything. And yet again, just in case. Just in case something bad happens. Okay, that was not so bad. If I don't have access to another shop here, I'll just go ahead and heal myself. Pick a card, regeneration. Regeneration sounds nice. Helps the unit trade into more things. Numb summon, draw a spell, anti-up. Sure, arcane knowledge. More copies of that card can't hurt. All of these are terrible though. Let's reroll. Power Riff, okay. Cheapen the cost of our winner card, or one of our best cards in our deck. Yeah, sure, I'll pay up. As it turns out, I only needed to kill 10. So it was completely pointless to pay up. I could have gotten that service for free. I had the spare money, whatever. Let's toss all of these, I guess. I'm keeping the Lure of the Depths just in case. Okay. Drag Dredger is nice. I hope that if I toss cards, I don't proc the nightmares. I'm pretty sure I don't though. Okay, the nightmares got shuffled in after I went ahead and got a billion cards tossed. Let's start off with Lure of the Depths. And then with Drag Dredgers. See what we get. Okay. I think we're safe to do this attack. Really? You're using Vengeance on a 2-drop. I get that your Vengeance is 3 mana, but still, that seems like a waste of resources. Well, the opponents just helped me get extremely close to deep. Going to shuffle more Atacans in deck. I think it's going to be useful. Let's play Twermag for a full board. We have 20 cards. Right. I draw for every vicious plate where I draw or I summon. Forgot about that part. Sure, I'll block with those two. The opponent sealing himself. Is it relevant though? I need to get rid of 2 cards from my hand. I need to do this and deal part to that, I suppose. We hit deep, which is ideal. Now even if the opponent's summoning nightmarish creatures, all of my units are larger anyway, so it's fine. Sure, let's get rid of the elusive. And then I can attack with everything. Also, now that I have finally hit deep, I need to start aggressively shuffling cards into my deck. Like, let's shuffle a couple of Nautilus in. No reason not to. He's using all of his removal, but it's fine because all of my units are threats, not just some of them. So even if one of them dies, I get more of them anyway. That's a Nautilus, nice. Really? They're attacking with the elusives. And everything else, I suppose. It's annoying, but I can deal with it. Find them up just because I want something that I can get rid of easily. Let's shuffle more Atacans in. They're pretty nice. I'm tossing that. It's completely pointless, but I'm doing it. Ooh, you're killing one of my units. What a jerk. I suppose I'll drop down another beast below. And I'll drop down a Grumble Slug, sure, why not? He's going to toss like 3 or 4 cards here. Or he's going to terrify 3 or 4 cards here. Yeah, that's what I figured. I'm starting to get a bit worried. Eventually I'll run out of cards to terrify. Yeah, and eventually the opponent's going to get Fiddlesticks. I think it's high time I go ahead and lay the Nautilus down. Just so I can start using Riptides to shuffle the cards back in. The opponent's at full mana, so he might have removal, but he doesn't. Okay, he's just blocking with everything. Honestly, having the opponent draw that thing later on might be fine. Yeah, this is good as well, because it shuffles my entire hand back into my deck. I could use the extra cards in there. Well, I have gone up to 19, so perhaps things are not as bad as I'm making them out to be. The thing is that now I really need to, or I just need to keep shuffling cards back in. The counterfeit copies was definitely a good pickup. Dedicant of the challenge. I'm going to Riptide that thing, and then I'm going to Dedicant of the challenge. I hope this is not a mistake. This is a free attack though. I'm going to wait for next turn before I go for it. Let's keep shuffling Atacans in. Block this opponent. He's out of resources, so this is fine. Even if the opponent eliminates my Nautilus from the board, I'm still in a decent position. I'm managing to keep afloat my card total, or the total of cards in my deck. Except the opponent really is terrifying a lot. Let's summon the Atakan. I think that Atakan is more than enough to close out the game. I probably could have gone ahead and summoned him like a while ago. Like, on his own he is going to get attacked from all of the other units. But this was better. It showcases the longevity of our deck. We managed to hold off against Fiddlesticks terrifying a whole bunch of cards. Honestly, if I didn't pick the counterfeit copies, I wouldn't have won there. I got lucky. Still, I think I would have fared decently well with Nautilus. But yeah, that will be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Till then.